All right, yeah!
Oh, yeah, that's right. I want to be a homosexual too, right?
Woo!
Okay, welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tom. Fantasy Sports Addict. Wearing a fantasy... Oh, check that shit out. FSAA shirt, bitches. Yeah.
Ooh, that is pretty goddamn sexy.
I feel good.
I just got mine in the mail today.
Okay, so FSAA all the way.
It's got the Serenity Prayer on the back.
Yeah, where can you get that? Amazon. Just look for Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. That's
and
right. Okay,
also,
so
I got it on our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. I made a little post saying we have T-shirts with the link to our Amazon page.
hot shit. Yeah. All right. So again, we're Fantasy Sports Addicts. Tom, Ryan, you know us.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Oh, what you gurgling there, buddy?
I had to pick up some Leinenhugel Summer Shandy on the way home.
You son of a bitch. That's delicious. I'm fucking jealous. Oh man, that is, you got me jealous, buddy. That looks delicious. All right, so first of all, I just got to start out. I owe the internet an apology. I owe the world an apology. As we all know, I have an anger problem.
Really? No.
Well, I do. I have this problem where I fly off the handle all the time. And I try so hard to be cool guy all the time and like not get nuts and just be like, you know. But this weekend we did a live stream. This Sunday it was Sunday night baseball. We're watching the Cubs game. Everybody's happy. Yay, Cubbies! Like it was a good game. Cubs lost. You know, St. Louis had this like awesome whatever. Anyways. And I flew off the handle at the point. All right, we invited this guy into the chat. Okay,
this is something we do during our hangouts. It's always hour 3. We're always cutting up, having fun, and occasionally we let some addict or just some random guy who stumbles across our YouTube channel while we're hanging out, let him join our hangout. Talk.
Why not? Yeah, it was literally hour 3, and the problem is, all right, again, you weren't there. Our executive producer, Jay Money, had gone to bed long ago or something, or he just doesn't give a fuck about the Cubs. But for me, I was just like, well, what do I do? And we've talked about this many, many times. What do you do when there's an opportunity? You say yes. You say
always say yes.
Always say yes.
Say yes.
That's the rule of like improv comedy and acting, and just like you just go with whatever's going on and like. So this guy's like, hey, I love the Cubs. I love baseball. I want to hang out. I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's let this guy in. What was his name? The Hangout Hunter or something?
Yeah, something. Again, I don't know. I wasn't there. Something like that. Hangout Hunter.
Well, I fucked up bad. Like I fucked up real bad, okay? I was like, oh, Hangout Hunter. I was like, I didn't put the fuck, you know, I'm not thinking of with my 15-year-old Bronson brain about how I was when I was like a fucking little Yahoo internet kid. Anyways, we got James in the Hangout, Cubby Knoll. We got Bronson. Everybody's hanging out. We're just talking about the game, having a good old time, you know, having a few drinks. James is drinking his Captain, and, you know, Bronson's like drinking some Gatorade or whatever the fuck, and you know, everything's cool, right? Everything's good.
And you let this guy in.
And he, like, somehow, like, internet hacker fuckface kicked them out. How? I didn't give him... All right, there's a setting in this YouTube Hangout or this Google Hangout thing. Like, I couldn't give you the permissions to do that. But I have to give you the permissions to do that. So this guy somehow, like, is, like, little hacker fuckface. Decides he's going to do this, okay? And I dropped, when he kicks James and Bronson out at that point in the live stream, the Sunday night live stream, I start dropping hard Fs, okay? And I'm not talking about the word fuck.
All right, what is a hard F?
We're not going to use it.
No?
I refuse to say it again. I won't, like, all right, if you don't, all right, you know what? Just for reference purposes, I don't really want to
say it. You said faggot twice.
I said faggot twice, and I am so.
Let's just say this disclaimer: we are in no way homophobic whatsoever. We're fucking like punk rock kids. Where like I protested for fucking gay rights and against God hates fags and like gay friends. Like as far as like race, sex, like religion, I can give a fuck less. And honestly, that's why I'm so into sports, so I don't have to talk about that shit with people.
But I violated. All right, we have 3 words that we pretty much won't use. We'll say anything. Okay, we'll say anything on our YouTube channel and our podcast. I don't use hard Fs. I don't use the N word, and I don't use hard R. Okay, like being retard. Although apparently I even busted that out in that live stream, which again I just. I'm ashamed of myself. I want to admit this publicly and to everybody who listens and listens to our podcast and watch our YouTube channel. I don't approve of that word. I mean, whatever, if you use it. We grew up in an era, we're older. We're 30. We're 33, right? So we're in our 30s. We grew up in an era where even if you weren't using that word hatefully, it was like commonly accepted.
It was just like, hey, you asshole.
Insult. It was an insult. It was like asshole.
Derogatory gay term. Maybe it was, and we just didn't know any better, but
this is 2016.
Woo, woo, woo,
woo, woo, woo. That's the sound of 2016 pulling you over, bro. You can't use that fucking language. And so I want to personally apologize because I don't approve of using that word. I wouldn't let my kid use that word.
No.
I don't want my kid to hear that word. He's 4 years old. And if my kid ever called somebody a faggot, I'd be ashamed. And I feel ashamed of myself that I use that word, but I remain steadfast in the fact of every other, like, just
I was going to say, like, you don't feel bad about, like, threatening to kill him and his family and all the other shit that you said.
No.
But you just don't want to upset an entire segment of people based on this one fucker's
bullshit. And I don't have that kind of hate in my heart. And so what I want to say is, like, outside of what I said, everything else I did, if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass.
Yeah, go watch it.
I did what I did. Kiss my ass. Like, and you know what? So have we blocked them officially on YouTube? Because there's like 2 or 3 guys. It was like 2 or 3 people that were trying to do that shit.
I didn't yet, no.
Okay, well, so that's the update. Those pound cakes kicking back. Fuck, seriously, like I feel bad. I really do. I've been up, like man, it's been eating me up. I really don't approve of shit like that because like I want to hold myself to this high standard. I went to broadcasting school, and I think maybe someday Ryan and I, if we keep kicking ass, which we're not, but like if we start, maybe we could turn it into like an XM radio show or some shit or something cool. Like I got high hopes. I got crazy dreams, right? But not if I'm doing shit like that. Not if I'm doing something like that. That's like,
well, I mean, keep in mind, this is at the end of a baseball game, drinking a little bit. Like, again, you got mad. You got upset. Let's move on. Make a note.
We don't have a dump button.
It's not just...
No, we have made notes of this. We've done it before. We've canceled live streams, pulled live streams. We're not pulling that live stream.
Again, we are what we are, and we know who we are, and we know what's in our hearts. And if you think otherwise, like, go fuck yourself.
Well, let's be honest. I'm about to, like, do a fucking Guys and Dolls song and dance routine on our YouTube channel. So, like, if you think, just whatever. All right. What was nice, what was interesting is we got a lot of support. I got a lot of, like, feedback from people, Triss and Sonic. And, of course, Bronson thought it was, like, funny as shit. Because, but that's the thing is, that's why I'm not a fan of what I did, is because I don't want to set that example for Bronson or anybody else. That, like, maybe people our age in our 30s, like, it's okay, like, we grew up with that, but, like, Bronson, dude, you wouldn't drop shit that hurt people's feelings. Like, don't do it. It's not funny. Like, don't fucking use that word. And I'm not happy that I did. I get that, like, it's okay socially in some circles, but, like...
No, I just want to say... I was in the hangout to start, but I had dinner plans. It was sister-in-law and niece's birthday. So it was a birthday dinner. I had to go. So went out to get dinner, like get home. I'm like, oh, maybe the live stream's still going on. I can jump in, hell, it's a hangout. We're probably fucking drafting. And
I was hoping we were going to draft.
I hop on there and I'm like, okay, well, it's over. And then like, let's go to the end, maybe, see what's going on. And so I scroll all the way like to the last few minutes of the hangout. And then there's Tom, motherfucker, God, and I'm just like, all I had to do was just like put my head down and shake my head like, oh my God, what happened now? Tom's going off in a fit of rage.
All right, is that just my thing? Is like I'm just a terrible, angry person?
Yes.
I'm not, though. I don't feel like a terrible person. I just fly off in these fits of rage. Son of a all right. I try so hard not to. I just want to say that. I'm honestly trying, but I suck so bad. Like I suck so bad at being a sincerely good person, I guess. So when I say shit that's offensive, I don't.
And then
I'm
there's
sorry,
me,
okay?
who's just like the most like chill, laid back guy around.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're an instigator. You shit talk me more than anybody I've ever met. All right, you're constantly just trying to like beat me up, but that's fine. I mean, that's our own little thing. But like, so to say you're cool, like, all right, here's one thing. Actually, Ryan is cool, like cool guy. Like, I'm not gonna freak out about something bad that happened. Here's a good example.
Great example.
Well, this is all right. This is when he first moved into his house back from Hawaii into Arizona. He had this whole shelf of bobbleheads, all this thing set up. It's in the man cave. He's not in the man cave currently, where our set is.
No, but you've seen the set, the shelf above me with all the bobbleheads.
Something crazy happened. Like he was outside smoking a cigarette. We're outside smoking cigarettes, talking to each other on the phone. Literally, probably doing
talking about fantasy sports, of course.
Exactly. Like talking to each other about fantasy sports, and like he comes back in and like I mean that was like a whisper close of the door. Like Ryan gently closes the door somehow, and like the whole fucking like it was like an earthquake happened. All the bobbleheads, every one he owned, falls to the ground, gets smashed up and broken. There's busted Randy Johnsons and Justin Uptons and just everyone just dead on the floor. And
I had this set that like they gave out for the entire season. There was like 5 or 6 of them, but it had the outfield wall and they all fit together.
Right. And I helped you get even some of those, I think. But you just like all this stuff just like collapses to the ground and breaks, just shatters. And you're like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That was it. Yeah.
There's no F-bombs, no goddammits, no shits, like nothing. Just like, oh my goodness. And you were like calm as, like you didn't even shout, oh my goodness. You were like, oh my goodness, and
well,
like,
part of me, I was still in a bit of shock. But I mean, because again, it was brutal. It was like getting kicked in the nuts. Like, again, this wasn't like, this was my bobblehead collection. And like, these were like my good ones.
Do you know my instant reaction would have been, God damn it!
You would have been going off for fucking ever. But let me just take a minute, like how awesome my wife is. She went on Craigslist and found some local guy who had a whole bunch of bobbleheads and like got me a bunch of the ones that I lost were broken and even a couple that I didn't have that were awesome.
Oh, yeah. She asked me. She called. But you're all right. Here's the thing. Every time you get a present, I feel like Grace hates me just because I overfeed your dogs. But like, Grace always calls me when you get presents, and it's like our anniversary or our birthdays or whatever the fuck. She's always calling me and asking me and talking to me about like, what do I get Ryan? Do you think he'd like this? And I'm always like, well, I like that, like, so she calls me and she's like, well, all right, so do you remember the list of what he had? And I remember the list of what you had. And I remember, she's like, well, what do you think about this guy? Well, all right, get that guy. So she replaced the entire set basically. And
anyone who was worth replacing.
Right. Grace! All right, that's the throw. Yeah, that's our thing. Whatever. We shout Grace from now on. But, all right, so enough of Grace and enough of, like...
Let's talk a little fantasy. I mean, we've been...
Well, I want to ask this. I want to ask this thing. how do I like not fly off the handle in our drafts, in our leagues, and these trade responses? What do I do? What do I do to not fly off the handle, Ryan?
You're a lost cause. I've been trying for years to get you to calm down, and
So I'm just a rageaholic. I'm addicted to rageahol.
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, at least can I just be an asshole? Is that okay? Is it okay if I'm just an asshole?
You are an asshole.
Okay. Well, that's it. I'm just gonna go with it because I'm an asshole, and that's it. And sorry, I did what I did, and if you don't like it, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
All right.
There you have
All right.
it.
So let's go on to something that's kind of topical. We've got the trade deadline coming up. Now, it technically already passed. Something that was going on in the live stream. Oh, excuse me, I'm kicking back here. We got the live stream on Sunday, and we're like, oh, shit, wait a minute. We're talking about trade deadline. We're just joking around about it. Like, when is it? It was that night. And so we're like, whoa. I don't know, because we got like 45,000 leagues, and we don't even, like, every league has a different trade deadline.
I got an email about it. I knew about it, but, like, I've made my moves. That's why I traded for David Ortiz last week.
Well, okay. All right. I've made my moves too, but in the interest that, like, shit's still happening, I decided personally, I took it upon myself because I'm commissioner of every league that we do, FSAA leagues, and our own private leagues that nobody else is in, but we're going to expand and blah, blah, blah. I was like, you know what? For discussion purposes and conversation, I want to move these trade deadlines back a week. Move them to next Sunday. So we still have 4 days, 5 days. I don't know how many days. I can't count. I don't do the mathematical math. That's
till the end of the week.
So Sunday, the next Sunday in baseball, that's when you can make a trade. You can still kick ass and make some trades in the FSAA. Now, all right, let me ask that. Did I finish making the fucking deadlines in all these FSAA leagues before I went off the handle on that guy? Or
as far as I could tell, I think you did. And it's honestly,
I think I did.
If you didn't, fuck it. That league didn't get it. Right? Like,
that's fine. Yeah, I can't do anything. You know what? I flew off the handle and I can't change what I did. Whatever. It's fine. So there's still some time to make some baseball trades. We haven't seen a whole lot this week. We're going to see some definitely coming up. I know this. All right.
Well,
you know what I want to do? Wait. You know what I want to do before you go into the next topic? We talked about replacing managers in our home dynasty leagues. The home dynasty baseball leagues that we think are absolutely the fucking tits, the magic tits of baseball, right? What are we going to do? We're going to replace Joe and Tom Stopa.
Sorry, Joe. You're gone. He retired. We talked about it, but yeah, so we're going to do it.
We have 2 spots still available. One of these teams is in the playoffs or could be a playoff team, could fight for the playoffs coming up. The other team is a rebuild or sort of like half rebuild. It's like in transition. You still have options. But what we want to do is, I think we want to bring in James. I think we want to bring in JD Balla. If they don't have room, maybe we'll wait till next year. If you really, like, if you listen to our podcast or you play baseball and you're, like, all of a sudden really super interested in getting into these, like, kick-ass leagues, throw us an email or hit us up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, or double letter A.
Well, speaking of leagues, we got to switch gear and do some goddamn football.
Well, we did a draft, but
we did a draft once.
There's football on TV now.
There's no addicts in that draft. That was just me and you joining a goddamn public league. And
we're trying to fill it up. Who
we didn't. We purposely put addicts in it.
Okay, all right. Well, but all right. So who is it? Somebody posted on our website. Who was that?
That was Rice. He was in the Roto Auction Baseball Dynasty League that we disbanded, and I think we have him in a league or two otherwise. Like, Rice is an addict. He's a really good manager for sure.
Okay, So Rice was like, "Hey, I want to fill up this football league, guys."
Yeah, and
Went on our website.
he was actually on the forum, posted it, and honestly, our forum doesn't get nearly enough love as it should.
Well, it's still, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's in the chat. We love our chat. Like, we're chatty Cathys, you know?
Right.
Everybody's on our website like, chat. I don't know. That's us. Like, we like to talk. We're like, hey, see what happened today in this game or that, you know, oh, go add so-and-so or this happened. You know, I mean, that's the chat. It's very much more like, it's like, boom, coming at you now, you know? But the posts, I feel like it's slower, so maybe that's why it doesn't get more love. I don't know. I wish there was a way we could make it more visual.
You know what we might want to do, actually?
What's that?
Just make our website a forum. The forum, because the forum has the chat on there, where if we're there, we can all chat with each other.
Okay, I mean, I get the idea of that. I don't know. That's a big step. I mean, we do have somebody working on the website.
We had somebody working on the website.
We had somebody? What happened? What happened?
Okay, he wanted $400.
What?
Our website is fucked, and it would be a completely new rehaul. And so everybody's login and profiles and all that would be gone. But
is that just me, or are you completely fucked out a window here? Because I hear you cracking out the fucking.
Oh, I can hear you fine.
Well, you sound like robot disaster right now.
Okay, I'm switching to audio only.
Now you're better.
Whatever,
okay,
audio only.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, all right. I don't know if it was bandwidth. You can switch back, probably. I think I hear you just fine. I think it was just a momentary fuck up.
Okay. Well, I'm always scared.
The idea is we're working on this. Yeah. Well, we've lost the. All right. That's that. All right. Let me just throw back 1 second. That's why I think I completely flew off the handle. With, I mean, again, little internet hijinks, little hacking, little like, oh, I punted the guy. Like,
no, but you were already on edge because of what happened with fucking Josh Lloyd and the Red Rock. Like, we finally have fucking Josh Lloyd, like, expert or someone who we respect in the fantasy community on our podcast. And then the internet.
Big deal. Let's be honest. That was good. We were asking good questions. We just found our rhythm with the guy. We were just like getting to a good rapport. Things were just going flowing. Well. Yeah, and like all of a sudden, just like the internet gods, because in Arizona where we live, it only ever rains in the summer, which is ironic and weird. But it rains in like mass quantities, and power goes out, and people get killed, and like things blow over, and you know, shit happens. And so like the internet just like blew up on me. And
out of all of our podcasts, this is 55. Honestly, like that was the one where it just crapped out.
That was the one. On my end. As a perfectionist, I'm a perfectionist. I mean, it burned me up. I got burned up. It was bad. I was pissing in your ear for 2 hours afterwards, like on the phone, like, I'm so mad. Like that sucked, but we're still going to piece it together and put it together like in some sort of audio fashion. And,
yeah, because we did go on and actually film an ending to that podcast or record one. We just got to merge them together and post it. And at this point, it's probably going to happen after this one.
Yeah, but it'll still be where it's fine. Whatever. We'll still do a podcast with it. And so maybe I need to retitle this one 54. I don't know. But all right, so trade deadline's coming up. Make your baseball trades in our leagues. Is there anyone like? Are you like? We kind of fucked our own leagues up. Like not our leagues, our private dynasty leagues, but the FSAA leagues. Like we're not really all that special in those leagues, which is cool. That's the whole point of what we do on FSAA is we want to have managers that are better than we are. You've got like, but the problem is, I think more than anything, like you had Kyle Schwarber and like you just. Everything just came unglued minute one.
Well, and then like, okay, the auction league that we did, we fucked each other over because you already bought your guys, and then there's like, oh, there's players that Ryan likes, so I'm going to try to bid him up, and then I'm like, fuck you, Tom. You're trying to bid me up. I'm going to get your hand caught in the cookie jar with somebody that you don't need. And then you're like, oh my God, motherfucker, I didn't even want him. And then there's this next guy. Well, there's no way he's going to do it twice. I'm going to bid him up. Fuck you, Ryan. And I'm like, this motherfucker, he's bidding me up again. Fuck you. And hand in the cookie jar. And then you have like 3 shortstops and no money left. And I have all this money and like no players.
I fucked it up. I mean, but that the sad thing is that we somehow ended up doing our own leagues on side accounts, which are like our FSAA leagues don't belong on side accounts. We're already
so
anymore.
full on our main accounts with dynasty leagues and like, first league we get into, and then like, I don't know, hey, let's do some FSAA leagues, and yeah, they're on our side accounts.
Well, but they're not going to be from now on. Like, we can't have that. Like, that's not okay. Like, because our side accounts, when you got so many teams, you're like, I'm freeballing that shit. Like, we always preach, right? What is it?
Active, competitive, and victorious. All right, yeah, well, we kind of try to win at any cost.
But we kind of fucked ourselves up on that.
Again, you're a hell of a lot worse than I am in that regard. Like, yeah, my auction team's dog shit. Just, again, like, okay. But the head-to-head leagues, I'm still doing good in. Andrew's Money League, I'm in second place, kicking ass. Like, again, I got like 3 or 4 teams that I'm just done. And I was done just based off of the competitiveness and the managers in the league. Like, with the draft I had in a public league, I could have played myself into the playoffs, but not in a league full of addicts.
Well, I mean, leagues full of addicts. That's what we wanted. We wanted better leagues, more competitive leagues. And if, I mean, hey, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'll let it ride. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, that's one of those things. Next year, it'll be a different scenario. I'm not worried about it. Like, what's funny is in a lot of these leagues where we're freeballing, both of us, I'm still actually a little ahead of you, barely, but that's just a little personal pride thing, a little rivalry. Outside of that, though, I mean, like, I'm ready for football, I think, at this point. Like, but that's the crazy shit is, like, we're all like, oh, football, we got to do some more football. Basketball is literally about to open. I'm conflicted. What do we do? Well, Ryan's fucked out the window. His fucking audio or his internet died. But let's talk about football. Let's talk about basketball for a minute. I mean, again, all the FSAA basketball leagues are going to be back, and we're going to redo the dynasties and stuff and like reload. We're not moving to Fantrax. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. Fantrax is a great place to host a league, especially a dynasty league. And we had a brief sponsorship with them. That was nice, but for now, until Yahoo absolutely completely collapses or Verizon owns them, we're going to be on Yahoo just because that's where we're at. Ryan has sent me a text. He says his computer has died. He'll be back in a minute, so don't worry about that. Ryan will be back, everybody. Don't worry. It's just me carrying the show. But football season is here. It's upon us. I don't know if anybody's ready to draft. I don't even know. Like, most of our viewers and listeners are actually like baseball and like basketball people. So we don't have this massive football audience, which is kind of the problem. But we want to do more football. We're going to get together, I think, here eventually. We were supposed to do it this weekend. I didn't really hear from Ryan until late on Saturday. He had stuff going on this weekend. We didn't get together. So we didn't do our like sleepers, busts, rookies, all that stuff. We usually do that for every sport, every season. Oh, that's the other thing. Hockey's coming up. I want to play some hockey, But just so we gotta start with first things first. Let's keep this in order, okay? We're gonna do some football drafts and some football leagues. Let's do that. Let's start doing that because I mean, there's games on television now. We've been watching preseason for like almost a week now. So like, let's get back in it. Let's do some football. I mean, we've got a dynasty league to replace now. Our buddy Joe the angry Mets fan who apparently just gave up on fantasy sports and started kicking ass in life, like running and fighting and doing macho man shit. We've got like that was the only dynasty football league I was in. So like if we can get back into dynasty football, we'll have to do a fresh draft.
Not experts. God fucking damn it.
God fucking damn it. Welcome back, Ryan. I'm glad you're back, buddy. Sorry that happened. I was just talking about football. I was talking about how I wanted to relaunch a dynasty. I want to do a new dynasty.
Absolutely.
Like we need a fresh dynasty. We need a fresh dynasty football league. The one we're in died.
Joe's league.
We'll do our own. Yeah, but we're gonna do our traditional, just yearly league, redraft league. We're gonna get into. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna do this, but it's time to do this because, like, seriously, if we don't do it, we're gonna miss it. Like, I don't want to miss that. I gotta be in all 4 sports, and like, what I was saying is that we've got like literally like basketball's like crawling up our ass, hockey just crawling up our ass. Okay, we're right there for both those seasons essentially almost now, but we still haven't even done that much football, and so let's get on. Let's do it. We've been talking about it, but we're stuck in this goddamn. All right, the Red Rock podcast, the Red Rock leagues, those are fun. Those are great. At this point in the draft, we're like what 350 picks in or some shit. It's fucking
more
ridiculous.
than that.
It like I don't even know. Like at this point, I'm just like auto pick. Fuck it, I don't care. Like it doesn't even fucking matter. Honestly, like I don't even know who the fuck I would draft. Like I don't even give a shit who I draft. Just like auto pick for me because it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna keep them, or if at worst they're on like the 45 player bench, and it doesn't fucking matter, you know. So I made my picks early for what I wanted my team to be in the future, and I don't give a shit about the bench. I don't, you know, like the rest of those drafts. The rest of those drafts, I'm not paying attention to. I don't know.
Either way, we got to do football.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to slight the league. You know, like
no, we're just freaking bottom of the goddamn barrel.
And we're still like, we still have like what 3, 4, 5 picks left or some shit. I don't know.
Oh no, it's only one more round.
Wait, it's almost over?
It's only one more round.
Thank Christ. Yeah. Thank you fucking Christ. Okay. Seriously, this has been the longest draft of my life, and I'm not into that. I don't like long drafts. I don't think so. I don't feel like I do.
I don't know. I'm loving every goddamn minute of it where like, shit, it's my turn. My queue's wiped out. Fuck it. I'm doing research on players I never thought I'd be reading into. And like, again, this is the type of shit where the 20-man league I'm in, it's going to be easier. The 18-man, like, again, I don't know. I'm an addict. I love doing this shit. And I had no problem fucking sitting down and researching, like, what international players are stashed and possibly going to come over next year.
They're not going to come over. That's the point I'm making. Like, none of these players come over. Like, all these international stash picks, I'm just saying, like, none of this shit matters at this fucking point in this draft. I mean, the draft's done. Whatever. Like, maybe you guys all make great picks and whatever. My next pick, my last pick, is Gilbert Arenas. Fuck you, because I don't give a fuck. I was drunk.
Fuck you. Oh, you were drunk the whole goddamn draft.
What's wrong with that? I thought that you were a proponent of drunk drafting under the influence.
I was just talking shit.
I know. You're always talking shit. Yeah, you're always talking shit. We got to get into some real shit. We got to get into some real football shit. I saw a funny Twitter question the other day. Would you draft David Johnson? Would you draft David Johnson as your number 1 running back?
That's a stupid
that was an
question.
Arizona question. Well, yeah, it is. It's like obviously he's like number 2 player overall in Yahoo and ESPN, and
he's the number 1 running back off the board, anyways.
Well, that's the hilarious thing is that this was an Arizona related question. This was from Arizona Sports Radio, where they're questioning even our own player. Like, would you do it? I don't know. And yeah, you would. Like, goddamn it, we already did it twice. We've done it in mock drafts. You've done it like 1,000 times. You have like all Arizona teams when you draft Cardinals.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I'm just like I'm in a JD Baller's keeper league, and he's doing kind of the thing with that Josh did, where okay, random, but then you get to choose which draft spot you want, and so I'm fourth, or fourth person to get to choose my team. So I'm definitely planning on another like early pick, third or fourth, and David Johnson's my number one target, baby.
All right, I'll be honest. I kind of hate fan tracks, so I haven't been paying attention to my fan track shit. Am I in that
You
league?
hate
'Cause I got an
everything,
email
Tom.
about that.
I don't know. Are you in that
Well, I
league?
got an email about it. I don't know.
Then
JD,
you're in
am I
that
in your
goddamn
fucking
league.
football league? Am I or not?
Check your teams. Be active, Tom. You're the goddamn worst. If it's not your main account on Yahoo, you're worthless.
I fucking hate fan tracks. I don't like fan tracks. I'm sorry. Like, I like the draft application when I can load it. My computer all of a sudden went from being like top flight, hot shit, Apple shit to like dog shit, Apple shit. Okay? Like, this is why I want to take my computer and ram it up that Cook guy's ass, or fucking dead ass Steve Jobs. Just ram it up his corpse's ass. Because, like, what the fuck happened to Apple products all of a sudden? You used to have to pay top dollar, and you still have to pay top fucking dollar for Apple products. And now, like, every goddamn Apple product I own just magically fucking dies on me. Like, the only way we're even doing this podcast is because I was able to, like, revive my computer from the dead. And, like, oh, hey, stop not turning on. Maybe my keyboard will work, and I have to use an old... Look at this. This is my keyboard now. I'm using an old Power Mac G5 keyboard through USB, like, instead of the laptop's keyboard, because, like, it just decided that fucking random it was going to stop working.
I thought we were going to be off the fucking grid for a while because Tom's internet's gone and our computer's fucked, and I don't hold a podcast very well myself or hang out, like, suck at that because I don't talk nearly as much as you do.
It's not about talking. It's about driving conversation. It's about, and we keep each other on point. Now, that's fine. We have a little broadcast rapport. But again, I have a broadcast.
I try to keep you on point, but it's difficult.
I get that. I understand that.
Okay.
No, I get it. I understand. I just have more, like, somebody's got to drive the show. We take turns. Now, we've had upwards of like 5 people watching while we're doing this podcast. It seems like it's bouncing around. I do hope those hacker fucks are like, oh, let me in.
Well, they did apologize on the Hangout that they were sorry and all that, but I don't fucking care.
No.
Like, apologies not accepted. I don't buy it. I wasn't even there.
Bronson said the same thing.
No, they just want us to fucking let them in again so they can do it. It reminds me of those fuckers that, like, play first-person shooting games and call the cops and, like, SWAT people. Or, you know, it's a bunch of fucking, like, trolls where, I don't know, that's where they get off. Like, I don't get this whole keyboard bully, like, bullshit. Like, fuck you.
Well, I get that.
Say that shit to my face.
Well, all right. So here's what happened.
James
and Bronson were both like, "No, man, don't do it. Look at the guys." So Hangout Sniper and Hangout Hunter, like, yeah, all right. I should have fucking known better.
Yeah.
I should have fucking known better. If I was there. But I don't, like, I didn't know you could just, like, I mean, again, all right, I go back to the old days of the internet when you had, like, ICQ and you could find somebody's IP address and you could do, like, the port nukes where you, like, ping the shit out of somebody's IP address and blew them off the internet for a minute. But, like, I didn't even know you could do that in the modern internet with high-speed internet and Google chats. And, like, so that's essentially what it was. It was just some little fucking, like, nerd kid dicking around, like, like, that's what I used to do with my friends chatting online. But, like, that was fucking 16 years, that was, like, 20 years ago almost even. But, like, all right, so from now on, I don't think we're letting anybody we don't know in.
No,
Is that, or unless Jay Money says it's okay?
Tom,
Because
you
if Jay
just
Money's
lost
there,
your decision making and letting people in and they hang out. Unless like, okay, whatever, Jay Money donates, we're letting somebody in. But like, honestly,
that's what I was saying. The whole point.
Hangout Hunter, no.
All right, Hangout Sniper wasn't there initially. Hangout Hunter, but I thought it was just some guy that likes to hang out and chat online and see like live YouTube videos. I don't know.
Well, whatever. It was the end of the hangout. It's not the worst of the deal. You just should have just ended it instead of freaking out and saying words that you shouldn't have.
The goddamn game was still going. The Cubs are like Chapman's in. Like the game was still going. I was hoping it was going into extra innings and shit. You show up later like, oh, we had a pie bet on that. I'm like, no, we didn't.
I'm still gonna go back and list because I thought we did. I was under the impression when I left we had a pie bet. I think you're just fucking full of shit, and we did have a pie bet.
Well, what we do know is that you're full of shit because you have switched these pie bets around on me, trying to like modify your.
You switched it around on yourself.
No, you switched it on me, and I said, you know what? Fuck you. I'll take that. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm going to be on the Cubs side here. I'm going to be on the Cubs side for this. I was going against the Cubs winning the World Series because you were all like wearing your Cubs shirt and like, oh, I'm a Cubs guy. And then you switched it around on me, and I said, you know what? You're switching it around on me. And everybody who listened to those live streams, everybody who was there knows you switched the bet. You changed it. You were fucking around being like drunk, belligerent, fuck with Tom Ryan. And there you were. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to roll with that. I don't care. This situation, we did not have a bet. You did not consummate. There was no consummation of the bet. I threw it out there lightheartedly, like, why don't we have a pie bet on this? And now you're going to, like, take that.
You even said we were doing a pie bet every Sunday night live hangout. And talking about me misconstruing everything,
that's not on record. That's not on record. That's not on record. There's no record of that. I mean,
again, I'm going to go back and listen to it. I will. As soon as we get done here, before I go to bed tonight, I'm going to go back and listen and we'll see.
All right. Well, what I know is that we didn't have a pie bet on that Cubs game, and so you can't try to get me to like take a pie to the face because the Cubs lost. We do.
When are we going to do a football draft? We do.
Who's asking?
Everybody knows about that. I'm asking because I'm an addict. God damn it! I need to do another goddamn draft.
Well, let's do it right now. Let's do it right after this podcast. Let's do a football draft. We can even live stream that shit. Who wants to do football? I mean, I don't know what's going on the East Coast. You know what's funny? Again, I'm always going to say this because I think it's hilarious. We have no West Coast viewership at all. And I think it's just because we're so like belligerent and angry that we only apply somehow because maybe the East Coast, I'm going to say it, you guys, maybe you just have like a much more belligerent and angry and just whatever. I don't know. Maybe
you know what I think it is? I think it's the sports fan bases.
They're stronger fans. They're better sports fans. I get that. I can see
that.
They're
more dire. I mean, think about the West Coast fans. Okay, Seattle, Angels, Dodgers. Dodgers fans, they go way back. But, when I think of a Dodgers fan, I think of a Cholo riding in a lowrider.
Whoa, dude, that was so incredibly racist. Are you kidding me? Holy dicks. And I'm not saying you're entirely wrong there, but, what you're trying to imply is that it's a much more passive, decorational sort of fan base. I'm a D-back. Yeah, but I don't know if that's entirely true. But yes, there are very diehard sports fans on the East Coast. I feel like what you said. All right, I don't know what I said on the last live stream. That was terrible. That was just.
Was it?
I think you just dropped some hard race. Dude, that was so racist. That was so racist.
I want to be a Cholo. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just picturing Dodgers outfield there was nothing derogatory about it. You go to a Dodgers game.
I know where I sat in the outfield, and they're like, well, you're really brave to sit here with the Mexicans. And I was like, well, I'm from Arizona, so.
I mean, Fernando Valenzuela, Julio Urias, like, they got
they're not Cholos. They're not Cholo. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Holy shit snacks. Wow.
God damn it, I gotta grab a beer.
Wow. Ryan has completely fucking derailed this podcast. We might have to delete it. I don't know what everybody's saying on the YouTube chat. Like, if you're hanging out live, I don't know. Was Ryan totally out of control there? That was a little fucked up. I'm not saying he's totally wrong, though, either. But shit, dude. I mean, all right.
Was that bad?
Look. You're basing that on our own local situation where, like, people here in Arizona who are Dodgers fans, it's just like, it's kind of like a status thing. It's like, I'm not from Arizona, I'm rocking. It's just like it's a stylistic
I'm a Dodgers
choice.
fan.
Like,
Dodgers are like my number 2 or like 1B. Like, if you don't know, I was a Dodgers fan growing up before the Diamondbacks were even in existence. My first baseball memory was Kirk Gibson hitting that World Series pinch hit home run off of Dennis Eckersley. My first game I ever went to was Dodger Stadium, where I saw Kevin Gross pitch a no-hitter. My uncle, who was a diehard Dodgers fan, was actually the first person that ever explained fantasy sports to me. When he did it in the fucking late 80s, early 90s, using the newspaper and fucking doing the math himself.
But you have boiled down the entire Dodgers fan base to a bunch of cholos and lowriders. Like, Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe is an asshole Dodgers fan. Okay? He's only there he's one of those decorational fans. I get that. Right? He's talking about how terrible the new D-backs colors are, which, by the way, I think they're fucking tits personally. But you boiled the entire fan base down to cholo lowrider people. Like, oh, that is so racist, Ryan. That is so racist. Oh, it's so bad. But you know what? We're going to roll with it because, hey, we're addicts, not experts.
Again, I did not mean it any derogatory way, whatever. It's fucking
I got a question
SoCal.
from Reverend Nate Dogg. All right, I get it. Whatever. I got a question from Reverend Nate Dogg.
Okay.
He wants to know if we're switching to fan tracks at the end of these seasons. Hell fucking no. No. He also wants to know, how have I been? Nate Dogg, I'm living the dream, baby. I'm living the fucking dream, clearly. Look at me. Look at this. Look at all the fucking splendor around me. It's fucking great.
Woo!
Awesome. YouTube money, baby. Woo! Hey, that reminds me. Yeah, let that one out. Go buy a shirt so we can, like, pay to fix our website, because that'd be good. So, you know what? All right, you know what? Fuck this. If we're gonna pay some asshole $400, we're gonna pay this girl that's in our leagues. We're gonna pay Melinda. Let's pay Melinda. I'd rather have her. She can make websites. I've seen that. I can see that. She's good at what she does. Melinda, who is a gambler and a fantasy sports addict, she will fix our website.
I don't know. I think maybe
she said she would.
I think maybe we just go to a forum and give it our goddamn domain name.
No.
And then we spend the money. No, then we spend the money to actually host our podcast on a podcast hosting site instead of the Bluehost, which sucks for podcast hosting.
No, we don't know. We're good. They'd let us store all kinds of data there. We're fine. We don't have that many downloads. We're good. We're cool. It doesn't matter.
Our downloads have been going up a lot, Tom. I don't know if you've noticed or looked at the statistics, but like we're doing pretty good there.
Dude, I don't give a fuck about stats and shit like that, man. I just draft well. Wait, we're talking about our podcast?
Yeah, not.
No, it's good.
Sports.
It's good. Honestly, it's cool. It's cool on Bluehost. Bluehost is a good hosting site if you ever need a website. Like Andrew from Fantasy 8, if you want to launch your website, Bluehost ain't bad. I'm gonna throw a little Bluehost because I've used Bluehost for a long time in different capacities. We used Bluehost when we did the No movie.
But
whatever. They give us a lot of support.
As a podcast hosting site, it's a great starter, but eventually you outgrow it.
You pay more and you get more. You pay for what you get, Ryan. Okay, so this is, if we want more out of Bluehost, we got to pay them more. Right now we're paying like the minimum, which is cool.
We're paying
That's great.
more. We're paying more.
Okay, then we're fine. Like, it's fine. It's good where it is. We have unlimited storage. We have everything we need for a podcast. We're good on Bluehost. The point is, like, really what we need to do is make the website slightly more functional. I think we need to update the Twitter logos and shit. And right? Like, we're just, Manu Ginobili, A-Rod, like, A-Rod doesn't even play baseball anymore, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Ah, my A-Rod. He's done forever. Just saying. But the idea is, like, we're working on this update. So if you really if you like what we do and listen to our podcast, you want a shout out, the best thing you could do possibly, get one of your FSAA shirts. Because, right, like, think about all the people that got an FSAA shirt this last week or so. We got Sonic, picked his up, I believe. J Money, of course, was the first purchaser. We got Magic Tits and Stout, and of course us. We bought our shirts, right? We got who was it?
Yeah, we had to buy our shirts too. We didn't get them for free.
Yeah, this shit didn't come at cost. We had to pay for it. But the fuck up. He got himself, like, I don't know, whoever calls themselves the fuck up. I don't think this guy's much of a fuck up, to be honest. He bought a shirt.
Cheers.
You buy a shirt. Hey, whatever. If you're fucking it up, you're doing good. Right? Addicts, not experts. Now, what are we gonna do going forward here? Because I think within the next couple of weeks, we've got basketball probably relaunching on Yahoo. We've got hockey, but we still haven't even done enough football. Like, I say today, let's get everybody together. Let's do it today. Should we do it today? Tonight, maybe? Tonight, tomorrow night? Today, right now, after this podcast. I mean, we got people hanging out while we do this live. That's what I love about our community, fantasysportsaddicts.com. People hang out, they listen to the podcast, they watch the live streams.
Wait. Shh. Watch this. Draft!
Woo.
Our viewers are going to go up. Did somebody say?
Somebody said draft?
Draft?
Oh, I love it.
I mean, all we got to do is, like, sprinkle out draft is happening, and people are going to goddamn do it.
All right.
I mean, again, whatever. We didn't. I don't think we talked about anything really fantasy relevant this entire podcast. Bronson, shut up. We've already talked about you. Say my name.
What's Bronson saying? Oh, Bronson wants a little shout out? Hey, Bronson.
Whatever.
Stop fucking asking questions. And stop using that fucking word. God damn it. It's not okay. Okay? That's the whole reason why I was personally offended with my own behaviors, because I don't want people like you, kids like,
do we need to make a
use word that offends people?
Do we need to make a second apology podcast now?
About what?
Me? I am sorry, Dodgers fans, and
I'm sorry I called y'all Mexicans and lowriders. Oh, that's so bad, dude. That's so bad. That is so bad that you said that. Oh, man. All right, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously the Dodgers apply to a much wider segment of the population than what Ryan has boiled them down to. Locally, though, that's the stereotype. So, unfortunately, Ryan went with that. And again, we're addicts, not experts.
I still don't know how wrong I was.
You're wrong across the spectrum, but locally, maybe you're not. I don't know. I mean, think about the Lakers fans that show up at Suns game. Think about the Dodgers fans that show up at D-backs games. Like, and they show up in droves, which is good. But again, they're good fans, but they show up and they're just like.
All right, hold up. I'm going to take 30 seconds for another song.
A song? Are we singing?
I want to be a cholo.
Okay, that's terrible. Enough of that. Because, like, you want to be first you wanted to be a homosexual, now you want to be a cholo.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not okay. We are not okay. Like, we have completely fucking derailed this YouTube channel. We're forever banned. And, like, the hilarious thing is, according to people who watch the YouTube channel, we're doing just fine. But I feel terrible at the horrible things we've said now. Oh my God, Brian. No. I'm going to throw up in my mouth again.
Whatever. There's no hate in my heart. I don't give a shit.
I know. That's the thing. There it is. Come back. We say horrible shit, apparently. But we really don't have, like, we're not racist. Honestly. We've been to, like, race wars and stuff and fought against white people.
I lived in Mesa, Arizona. Like, I've been friends with cholos.
Yeah, well, we bought drugs from cholos and stuff. So
I lost my virginity to a cholette.
You did? What? Whoa. You lost your virginity to a cholette? Is that even a thing? A cholette?
I don't know. I just made that up. But, yes, female cholo. What is a female cholo?
Is it like a juggalo? Was there paint on her face, or?
No. That was the next girlfriend.
Can I hear this story? Because I don't believe.
No.
I feel like. No. I want to know how you lost your virginity to a cholette. Was there a lowrider involved? Was it like bouncing against it? How bad was it, dude? How bad? What was the situation? I mean, you called her a cholette? Like, what?
Again, no, I'm not even getting into it.
Yes, you have to tell that goddamn story. You can't bring something like that up and not tell the fucking story. All right, I got a story, by the way, real quick.
Okay.
I woke up because I don't sleep anymore. I stopped sleeping. Apparently, I don't sleep. And so it was like 4 a.m. I was like, well, hey, it's not like 45,000 degrees outside because it's summer in Arizona. I was like, it's a good time. I'm going to take the trash out, right? Take the trash out. So I take my trash out. I'm hauling my trash out around, walking around the long way to the alley, put it in the trash can kind of thing. I passed by this awesome chair. I found this chair in the alley. Super sweet ass chair. All right, I'm gonna fucking make this chair awesome. Okay, so I brought it. I was like, well, I'll fucking grab that on my way. I did bring it back later, and I'll have to explain that. But I was like, well, let's just drop the trash and bring the chair back because it's who leaves a perfectly good chair like a recliner, a lazy boy kind of thing, like just perfectly good in the alley. Right? It's like super sweet, right?
This is another example to donate to us because Tom has no money and he's pulling chairs out of the trash and needs money for proper places to sit in his little guest house.
Right. I sit on the floor. But all right. So, anyways, I found this super sweet chair. It was great. I was like, I'm gonna make this chair sing, baby. But I was like, well, I got to drop the trash off first before I bring the chair back around and walk all this distance. And so I go to, like, fire open the trash bin, right? Like, all right, it's big alley, trash can, throw the lid open. It's for some reason, I don't know what happened with the trash truck. The thing's like fucking backwards, like fucked up. Like, fire the thing open. Bam! Like random, like freaks me the fuck out. A coyote in the can, in the trash can, like a live dog essentially, just blasts out of this trash can and runs down the alley. Like, thankfully it went the other way, but coyotes, you kick them and they run away. Like, we live in Arizona. There's like wild coyotes and dogs and shit. But there was a coyote in the trash can. Like, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
You sure it wasn't just some stray dog that maybe someone decided to throw away because they're heartless bastards and deserve to die?
No, who throws away a perfectly good dog? Nobody throws dogs.
A heartless bastard that deserves to die?
Yeah, but
how does a coyote get into a dumpster that has a closed lid? Like, these things are like 5 feet tall and like lids are like hard to open as they are.
Because coyotes jump in, dude. They just jump. They do crazy shit. Like, coyotes are like, they're Wile E. Coyote. Think about Wile E. Coyote. Would you not picture that son of a bitch in a trash can somehow? I don't know how he got in there. He's probably fucking like eating something. I don't know. There's a coyote in the trash can. Like, and there was nothing else in there really. Maybe he ate it. I don't know. He ate probably a dead fucking bird or something. I don't know. But
so there's nothing in the trash can. I don't know. I think maybe you got some like psychopathic neighborhood kid that's like putting dogs in trash cans.
It wasn't a dog, dude. It wasn't a dog. It was a coyote.
Didn't
I know
you
the
say it
difference
was in the
between a
middle of the
fucking dog.
night, like, and you got scared?
It was for the fuck. I didn't get scared. I was like, whoa, because again,
you got startled and jumped back.
Hey, listen, dick shit. You open a fucking trash can and a fucking rabid coyote jumps at you, like, you're gonna be like, whoa.
Well, of course, I'm not saying anything. I would have jumped back. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just trying to figure out how a coyote got into a garbage can.
I don't know how they're coyotes. They do shit. They do weird shit. More weird shit than even your dogs do. Like, it got in the trash can. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Investigate how it got in there? It was in there and it blasted out at me. And I was like, holy shit, snacks. No, I threw my trash away and brought the chair home. But it was like the most random encounter of my entire life. Mark! Like, right? Like, seriously, like, coyotes do weird shit. Think about Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
I get it, and honestly,
maybe wait for the Roadrunner.
Hopefully it's just a coyote who miraculously, like, climbed into an empty garbage can and not some psychopath.
My guess,
fucking up with the neighborhood.
It wasn't a dog. It was a coyote. I know the difference between a fucking dog and a coyote. At 4 a.m. in Arizona, you can still see. There's some light. Okay? Like, the sun is coming the fuck up. All right? So I know the difference between a goddamn dog and a coyote. Okay? There's plenty of coyotes where I live. So, like, blasted out of the trash at me. It was crazy. But see, what was weird about it, I mean, again, it's just like, how random. You know, you told me a story about somebody who found a raccoon.
Yeah,
you told me a story about somebody who found a raccoon in the trash.
This story when we were on the phone this morning when I got home from work, but I talked to my supervisor or boss, and he was telling a story that just happened where a raccoon jumped out of the garbage can on him. So that was just kind of a coincidence, but
shit happens. I mean, weird shit ends up in the. This was just a cool trash story. I thought. I don't know. I mean, weird shit happens in the trash sometimes.
Either way, moral of the story is hit the donate channel because Tom's digging trash out of the alley.
Hey, that ain't trash. That chair's awesome, dude. I'm fucking loving that chair, man.
Just get a pallet, and then you'll make a sweet ass.
No. You know what? I should have been in that chair for this podcast, dude. I should have been like rocking the fucking chair.
All right, next podcast. All right. Well, this podcast is getting a little long, and
you're cracking up again. All right, let me ask this. Like, we got like a couple people hanging out. Who wants to do football? Should we just jump into a football draft or what?
Fuck yeah, I want to do a football draft. I don't care. We'll figure it out.
We can just do one ourselves. I mean, you and I are hanging out.
I'm doing a football draft.
All right, then let's get it.
My fucking Friday night.
All right, then all right, but when are we gonna get together? Because you and I got to get together and do some football, like we sleepers, bust, rookies,
videos,
all that shit. Well, I dreamed last night I got on the boat to heaven, and by some chance I had brought my dice along. I'm gonna sing that song. I'm totally gonna do "Tonight You're Rocking the Boat."
Okay. Pretty good.
That's what I just want to know when we're gonna get to.
I don't know. We'll come up with a time. Again, there's talk
you're doing
of
robot voice again, so I think your internet's gonna crap out. All right, tomorrow we'll do it. Tomorrow we'll make some videos. Sounds like you're crapping out. Your internet's about to die again or something. Let's wrap the podcast up because we really didn't have any goddamn good thing to say today, except we're sorry that we suck. Yeah. Ryan's sorry about the Cholo thing.
Again,
right? Sorry about the Cholo thing.
We're free balling. You know, this was kind of a fucked week. Our last podcast went to fucking hell in a handbasket. Tom's computer was fucking up. We haven't really done a whole lot. I worked a bunch. We got T-shirts. I've been making other T-shirts.
Oh, yeah. Talk about your rip-off shirts for a second because you're, trying to, bite on everybody's – you're making all these, copyright infringement, crazy shit shirts.
Well, I got my Harry Carey Cubs shirt where, the Bay logo, I kind of use that.
Jiggle the cable. Jiggle your mic cable. You sound like you're fucking robot, man.
I don't know. They're saying in the YouTube chat they can hear me fine. Maybe it's you.
Okay, maybe it's just me. It could just, again, I told you, I barely, revived my computer from the dead. So, if Ryan's fine, Ryan's fine.
But they're not up yet. Once I finish these T-shirts, then, we'll put a link to. I do have a Fantasy Sports is Not a Crime, #fantasy for all T-shirt. Oh, see, here's Rice talking about his Dynasty auction draft that he has going Saturday if anyone is interested.
Well, we'll get into Rice's league. Rice will host a good league. We know him. We trust him. He's gonna host a good league. Good ass football league. Yeah. That's what we need. And he's on Fantrax too. Because hey, if you're on Fantrax, you're a fucking fantasy nerd. Just saying.
So anyways, I don't know, Rice. I know you're listening. I tried to join with your league ID and password, but I think you published it because I found your league on the Fantrax public league. Again, it's Saturday morning, and that's actually the worst possible time for me to start a auction draft because I work overnight Friday night, and 9 o'clock in the morning is actually when I go to bed when I got work.
I can't hear one goddamn thing Ryan's saying.
No?
All right, maybe we're all fucked out the window. This whole podcast is probably ruined. Yep, Ryan just fucking dropped out.
No, I just went to audio.
Let's just wind it down. Shut it down. We're addicts, not experts. This is how our podcast and our live streams go.
Audio only.
Completely. Just
you're
fucking
fucked.
Picked over completely. So, Ryan, shut the fuck up for a second because you're fucked. I can't hear you, and I can't broadcast with that. Maybe people can hear Ryan. But what I want to say is, fantasy gods, please grant us the serenity to somehow find a way around the internet gods and the courage to drop internet providers aggressively, and the wisdom, as always, because the trade deadline for baseball is coming up in our leagues this Sunday. Make good fucking trades. Get your teams right. And if you want to talk to us, you go to fantasysportsaddicts.com. Look for a T-shirt on Amazon, Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. That's where our t-shirts, just search for shit. Because these things are fucking bad fucking ass. Yeah. And we're on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A, at FSAA. Woo! Woo! I think Ryan said woo. I don't know what he heard or said. I can't hear it. We're fucked.
I said woo!
He said woo. Okay, I think he said woo. I think that's what I heard. It's robot voice to me. But we're fucked. Everything's fucked. This whole channel's fucked. Everything's fucked. We're sorry for fucking it up. But we're addicts, not experts.
The goddamn problem was I was on my goddamn mic. Blue snowball.
Yeah. I hope people heard that because I didn't. So
I don't care.
Well, hey, go to the website right now, fantasysportsaddicts.com. We're going to goddamn do a live right after this. We're going to do maybe the audio quality will be good if we do a football draft, but who knows? We're going to football. We're going to draft a football team right after this. So, woo!
Are you ready for some football?
All I heard was robot. Are you ready for some football? Yes, we are. We're doing it now. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.